welcome to Game
Where
On.
did you come from?
I present here from time to time.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, we thought you were like, kidnapped or something.
I went on holiday. I sent you postcards and everything.
Is that what those were? Didn't read them. Coming up!
We do the robot with our Transformers War for Cybertron review.
We're gonna crack down to Electric Avenue and take the agents higher.
And Johnny embarrasses himself with Microsoft Kinect.
Sure.
First, though, we've got exciting news on Dead Space 2.
Multiplayer?
Wait and see. Dead Space 2 is one of our most wanted titles at the minute from EA. It's still a way off yet, but recently we were given this teaser image, which we were promised held a hint to their next big announcement. The vast majority of the gaming world immediately reacted a little like this, hoping it would be the multiplayer announcement they'd all be dreaming of.
And was it?
No.
So still no word on Dead Space 2 multiplayer. Instead, the big shiny secret announcement was, well, a comic.
A comic?
Yeah,
A sort of comic. It's a prequel to Dead Space 2, currently called Ignition, as teased by the Unitology script in the image, and it'll be available for download through PSN and Xbox Live. Apparently, it'll be the digital equivalent of a Choose Your Story book with 3 different, unique minigames, and no multiplayer.
Are you going to be in a sulk for the rest of the show?
Multiplayer. Next up, good robots, bad robots, and a whole heap of dark energon. The time for peace on Cybertron is over.
Autobots, roll out!
High Moon Studios are the brave band of developers behind Transformers War for Cybertron, one of the most anticipated titles of Activision's year so far. They had a big fish to fry in taking on the Generation 1 Transformers universe, not to mention hordes of fans watching intently for any sign they're not getting it spot on. So they could go mental.
Happily then, High Moon have pretty much nailed it. War for Cybertron is crammed with classic Transformers atmosphere, from the original voice acting to the detailed environments to the chunky character models.
Now, with the exception of about 3 minutes in the very first episode of Transformers, we've never really seen these iconic characters in their Cybertronian form.
It's all the more impressive then that each character's alternate form stays true to what we've come to know and love. Megatron's a tank, Starscream is still a jet, and Optimus is a hulking great truck.
Wisely, High Moon resisted the urge to go for a pop-and-cover third-person shooter in the style of Gears of War. Instead, they've opted for all-out blasting carnage, enabling you to transform at will to mix up your combat style.
The result is a game that really makes you think about your approaches. Blustering in blindly won't always cut the cheese, and you really have to think about how you approach each set piece.
Each set piece of cheese?
Oh. Yeah, I get it.
I'm funny.
The all-fighting, all-blasting approach to combat is challenging fun as a result, but this is also where one of the game's more frustrating features comes in. There seems to be a serious ammo shortage across the entirety of Cybertron, as you won't find any Transformer with more than a handful of shells at any one moment. Half the game is spent running around yelling,
"Whoa, where's the ammo box?"
which really jars with the intensity of the firefights.
At times, the size of the environments and the tightness of the camera can also prevent you from knowing what's going on. You often feel like you're lacking peripheral vision, making the combat feel bunched, and leaving you with a huge sense of vulnerability, which really doesn't fit in with what you'd expect from playing as Megatron or Optimus.
Still, despite these niggles, Transformers War for Cybertron is still a surprising third-person shooter with intensely strong atmosphere, solid gameplay, and some cracking multiplayer. Undoubtedly the best Transformers game ever made, it's a title for fans, by fans.
A must for any Transformers lover, maybe worth passing up if you're not too pumped by Optimus Prime. High Moon Studios still have a lot to be proud of. You know, there have been some pretty awesome names for military forces in video games. You've got Third Echelon,
Task Force 141.
The Agency.
The Agency?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Oh, it sounds like a bunch of secretaries, not an elite fighting force.
Yeah, but
No, actually, yeah, you're right.
Listen up and listen good.
Freak! freaks,
criminals,
and superpowered law enforcers. It can only be Crackdown 2.
Crackdown 2, the latest big release from Microsoft, has finally hit shelves in the UK, bringing you another bucket full of sandbox mayhem.
You play as a brand new agent cloned to help clean up a Pacific city that's fallen into the hands of dangerous activists and hideous freaks. You're plunged into an impressive open world that's suitably familiar from the last game, though in a state of considerable disrepair.
Sadly, the sprawling city looks a little dull compared to the vibrant tones of the first game, though Microsoft have already confirmed these colours will be brightened with upcoming DLC, returning Pacific City to its former lustrous glory.
Almost immediately, you start roaming the streets, cleaning up the city with some serious firepower. One of the most entertaining aspects of Crackdown 2, though, as with its predecessor, comes in obsessively collecting the various orbs scattered around the city, which gradually level up your agents to ridiculous proportions.
Once you're built up to a beefcake, the open world environment really comes into its own and starts rewarding your hard graft. Leaping over buildings and blowing groups of freaks sky high is more fun than we should probably admit, really building on the experience of the first.
However, as much as the slickness of the gameplay has improved on the first, they have taken a step backward in terms of the gameplay structure.
Overall, the mission progression of Crackdown 2 is a lot more prescriptive than the last effort. You have to take over control points from the cell in order to configure several rooftop transmitters. Once that's done, you have to descend into a freak layer in order to set off a beacon, taking you closer to initiating Operation Sunburst and wiping out the freak population once and for all. The objectives are all fun in their own right, but the fact you have to do them in the same order every time is a bit of a drag on the player.
That aside though, where Crackdown 2 most shines is in the cooperative element. At the start of each session, you can opt to go it alone, allow friends to drop in, or allow anyone online to join you in your efforts to clean up Pacific City. It makes all the difference in turning a fun frolic into a full-on romp, adding great length to an experience already rich in gameplay hours.
Your adrenaline levels are spiking, Agent.
Ultimately then, Crackdown 2 is a game that doesn't build too much on the first and suffers a little bit in terms of gameplay structure, but is still a tremendous open world adventure that refuses to take itself too seriously.
Burn, baby, burn. Extra crispy.
Ever since the announcement of Project Natal
And the rebrand of Kinect at this year's E3,
gamers have been dying to get their hands on the hands-off controller system.
did that make sense?
Yeah, just about.
Anyway, this week I not only got the chance to get my hands on Kinect, sort of, but I also got to live out my dream of being a Hollywood actor.
U-Star gives you the ability to act in movies. So we've licensed content, films from Hollywood. We've washed the actors out. We've washed their voices out. We've created clips, and we've made it work with both Kinect on Microsoft and Move on PlayStation 3. What gamers can expect is that you just kind of walk into the scene itself. The game guides you into the scene, gives you a teleprompter to read the words from. The emphasis is on trying to find scenes that people remembered, so the ones that have the great one-liners in it, so like "I'll be back" is in there.
Okay, so we're here to get hands-on with Kinect with U-Star 2. I'm about to probably massacre the iconic "I'll be back" scene from Terminator. Let's see how I get on. Okay, so I have to position myself within the actor guidelines to select my role. Get properly framed up there. And I think we're about to roll. I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I was told that she's here. Could I see her, please? Where is she? I'll be back. Okay, so that's the scene, and now I think we get to watch it back.
Can't see her. She's making a statement.
Where is she?
Look, it may take a while. I want to wait. There's a bench over there.
I'll be back. No, I'm quite pleased with that. I'm not sure I'll be getting any professional casting or running for any political offices anytime soon, but I think, what's my score? Hang on. It's a B rating, 4,200. I'm happy with that. I'll be back.
You couldn't act your way out of a wet paper bag, could you?
Well, I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach.
That was just disgusting.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor.
Anyway, that's your lot from us for now. We're off to get a load of cardboard boxes and build some Transformer suits.
Shotgun Optimus Prime.
More gaming Galvatron next week.
Let's give us a bash.
That's a good sound to start off with.
Happily then, High Moon have pretty much nailed it. Wait for Cybertron War.
Wisely, High Moon resisted the urge to go for a pop and cover style third-person shooter in the style of Gears of War style.
Style, yeah.
We're shifting. We need to go.
I've stayed. You keep moving away
Shut
from
up.
me.
Each set piece of cheese.
I did that before. Look how
I know. We can marvel at how brown you are in a bit.
but
Once you're built up to a beefcake... Beefcake.
Can you imagine?
it makes all the difference in turning a fun frolic into a full-on romp, adding great length to an experience already... It makes all the difference in turning a fun frolic into a full-on romp, adding great length to an experience already rich in gameplay hours. I really have something in my eye. Do I have something in my eye?
Yeah. Big old eyelash.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like,
There?
yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in there.
You couldn't act your way out of a wet paper bag, could you?
Wet paper bag.
What's a paper bag?
You couldn't act your way out of a wet paper bag, could you?
Wet paper bag.
Wet paper bag.
Well, not like that.
Ugh, sorry, I should have touched
God.
my bum when I present as well.
Because that makes it
Paper
sound like it's a
bag.
bag for papers, rather than a bag made of paper. It's a paper bag. Say it with me. Paper bag. Don't fall over. Paper bag.
Paper
Paper
bag.
bag.
Paper bag.
Fine.
You couldn't act your way out of a wet paper bag, could you? Well,